All right, again, I'm here with Colton, and today I'm gonna walk you through how to throw the most awkward punch in boxing, and that is the lead hook, or in my case, for a right-handed fighter, the left hook. It's really awkward because there's a lot of different elements that come into play to throwing this punch correctly. So today I'm gonna break down how I would coach it. I'm gonna show you how I'd do that just in shadow boxing format, and then I'll get Colton to step in and throw it at a faster intensity on the pad. So when I coach someone how to throw the left hook, I actually break it down into two sections, the upper body mechanics and the lower body mechanics, because if I try and coach it all at once, it's very confusing. So if we start with the upper body mechanics, you're in your boxing stance. What you want to be focusing on is keeping your hands on your chin, throwing that left hook from your chin. It's very common that I see people throwing their left hook too low, so make sure you throw it from your chin. That's the fastest line to your opponent's head, okay? So if we're looking at here, when we throw it, we're roughly trying to get our forearm parallel to the ground. Our elbow can be a little bit slightly higher than our wrist, all right, to come up over your opponent's shoulder, land on their chin, but also protect your chin as well. When it comes to the positioning of your wrist, whether you like to have your palm facing down or palm facing towards you, personal preference. I find them both to be effective depending on the fighter. I've got fighters who vary it up. So find what's most comfortable for you, whether it's here or here, okay? Now, the angle of your forearm and how far you extend it will obviously depend on the range at which your opponent is. If you're gonna go in close, your opponent has to be in close, long if they're a little bit further away, okay? You also wanna think about levering off your opposite shoulder. So if I'm throwing a left hook, I pull my right shoulder back to get a bit of rotation, and then I keep my eyes and my head on my opponent the whole time. Okay, so that's the upper body mechanics. The lower body is where it gets a bit trickier. I always coach a left hook off a 1-2. The reason being is the 2 being the cross sets up the left hook. As you can see, I'm in this nice rotated position where I've loaded that left hook. Then from here, what I'm gonna try and do is transfer my weight from my front foot to my back foot like this. And how I coach it is, you wanna try and get your left hook to land at the same time my rear heel lands on the ground. So if you watch this, as you can see, I snap my rear heel into the ground by the time my hook lands. What that does is it frees up my front or my lead ankle and hip to be able to rotate over to throw that hook. So again, all right, I'm gonna get Colton here to show you how it's done. So again, I always get, especially beginners, to throw it off a 1-2. Good. Good. Come back a little bit. Shift that weight into that back leg. Nice. Good. And again. I find the most challenging thing about getting someone to throw a left hook is that weight distribution into the back leg. But it's so important to free up that front foot and front hip to be able to rotate, and it also keeps you in position. I'm in position here. I can quite easily move off. I can quite easily avoid a punch. If I throw a left hook with all my weight in my front leg, I'm out of position, I'm leaning forward, I'm off balance, I'm likely to be counter-punched. So it's really important you get those mechanics and that shift of that weight correct. Thanks for watching.